EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of Bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium.
Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Gets this out wide to Pickett.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
The Steelers at 500 at 6-6. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Pickett sets up play action.
Completes it to Watt. And some room to roam now.
Finding room at midfield.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says that the slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there. Showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
An option handoff given to Harris.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And this play doesn't work at all as he's going to be marked down behind the line after the dive. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. And the slot man goes in motion left.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And he's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the first here. He needed the 35 but didn't make it. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Here we go. It's Pickett on 4th down.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Jackson options out left. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Jackson to throw.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now. But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Pickett.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett.
It's complete to Watt.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left.
Try him with Pickett here on 3rd down.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Going for it on 4th down. Here's Pickett.
And he's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to have the Steelers 1st down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. 18 of them.
Well, partner, that was a heck of a play right there because there is no chance that he was the primary receiver on that play. Definitely checked it down to him and just said, please, help us out, make a play. And he does and delivers a 1st down.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Odafe Oweh there on the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second and 9. Pickett back to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Now Pickett. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. There he goes, left side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, Charles, as a defender yourself who made a few of those plays back in your day, I know you know there's no better feeling than a pick 6 for a defender.
And the big thing is when you take it and you realize you're out there and you've got a great chance to score, not to get overexcited and have one of the yard lines trip you up, or the turf monster, as we used to call it, knock you down before you get to the end zone. That didn't happen on that play. He carried it home.
Justin Tucker, the kickoff for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. On 2nd and 9. Pickett. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Pickett now from the gun here.
And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Normally I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Well, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
They're on 36-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Second down at 5. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
Ravens 21, Steelers nothing. Justin Tucker in the kickoff for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice.
Pickett lost it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right.
Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Here comes Dobbins on the toss right. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 79 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's his second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. Play action. Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half.
Take it in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the 2nd half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Jackson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick.
And the Steelers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
They'll start with a handoff to Dobbins.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43.
86 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he won't get to the marker as they're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line.
Stopped by the safety, Kyle Hamilton. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game. And really, they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game. And I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
Pickett backed up into his end zone here.
Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
From the gun on 3rd down, Pickett. On it's intercepted. They got Pickett for the 3rd time in this game.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. Second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Throwing out left and finding Likely. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here...
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right. Down to about the 32.
The tackle made by Levi Wallace. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. He'll get that out wide to Duvernay. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Jackson.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Chris Wormley. In there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Odafe Oweh so quick, and he gets to him there behind the line.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Justin Madubuike working his way to the quarterback that time.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Talk about 2 sides of the ball at cross purposes because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Dobbins trying the left side.
Looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and that's it. Officially no gain on the play and it's 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 105 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try the draw here with Dobbins.
Nifty move. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out. I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for Baltimore, the win is their 8th on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.